What happens when a legendary star who once ruled the charts and stages finds herself in a totally new chapter of life? Patti LaBelle, known for her powerhouse voice and decades of music success, has been through it all. Her hit songs like Lady Marmalade took the world by storm, and her voice was a force of nature that captivated millions. But now, as she nears 80, her life has taken a twist we didn't expect. Once the queen of R&B, gospel, and soul, Patti had fans everywhere and could pack out any stage. She wasn't just known for her vocal power, she was a trendsetter, someone who changed the game for women in music and paved the way for future artists. With unforgettable hits like If Only You Knew, Patti became a true icon of the 70s, representing R&B royalty. Her influence stretched beyond music, making her a cultural phenomenon. But as time passes, we can't help but wonder how someone who had it all, fame, fortune, and adoration, copes with the inevitable changes that come with aging. The spotlight she once basked in is no longer as bright, and now Patti's story is about more than just being the diva behind the hits. It's about navigating life after the applause fades and the stage lights dim. What happens when the fame slips away? What is life like when you step out of the limelight? Now, Patti is adjusting to a new reality. After a lifetime of thrilling performances, the physical toll of aging is something she can't ignore. Her once unstoppable energy on stage is slowing down. Patti used to own the stage, radiating vitality and power. But like everyone else, time catches up, and it's certainly no different for her. What happens when your body starts to betray you after years of doing what you love? That's what Patti's living through now. The story of her journey today will definitely make you think about everything you thought you knew about this legendary diva. As we get older, even the brightest stars can't escape the effects of time. Patti LaBelle, who once ruled the stage with her powerhouse performances, now faces the physical challenges that come with age. Balancing her health with her passion for music has become tougher. Although she works hard to stay active and keep her vibrant spirit alive, aging has made certain things more difficult than they once were. For someone who built their whole career on their energy and physical presence, facing this reality is a tough pill to swallow. But Patti's strength and resilience continue to shine through, radiating a remarkable energy that defies her years. While age might slow her down, it won't stop her from living life to the fullest. The big question, though, is how much longer can she keep up the same level of performances she's known for? The tug-of-war between her body's limitations and her love for music is an ongoing challenge that Patti faces daily. There's no denying that her once boundless stamina is not what it used to be. But Patti has always been a fighter. Her passion for music and connection with her fans still runs deep, making it all the more challenging to reconcile the wear and tear on her body with her deep desire to keep performing at the highest level. So what does life look like when the applause fades into silence? For Patti LaBelle, the adoration and constant applause from her fans have been replaced by moments of solitude and reflection. Once surrounded by fans, bright lights, and non-stop events, Patti now leads a much quieter life, one filled with introspection. This quieter chapter couldn't be more different from the bustling, energetic days of her youth when every performance was a spectacle, and every tour a whirlwind of excitement. Patti herself has spoken about the emptiness that comes with no longer having a packed schedule of performances and events to fill her days. The star who once basked in the love of millions now spends more time alone, reflecting on how much her life has changed. The loneliness, something you wouldn't typically associate with someone as famous as Patti, has been a hard reality to face. Like many stars from her era, the shift from a life of constant excitement to one of reflection has been jarring. It often feels as though the world has moved on, with new stars filling the spotlight while Patti's golden years of success seem like a distant memory. In the past, the music industry revolved around the likes of her, big personalities and voices that dominated the airwaves. But today's musical landscape is a world that looks and feels very different. There's a certain poignancy in the realization that Patti is no longer the one commanding the stage, and the applause that once filled her ears now feels distant, almost foreign. The adjustment to a quieter life has not been an easy one, especially for someone who has been so used to being in the public eye. Patti's story is filled with contrasts. A woman who was once at the very center of the entertainment world, now navigating the complexities of aging and solitude. But the question remains, can she find peace and fulfillment in this quieter phase of life, or will the loneliness continue to shadow her? This is a question that many former stars face, and Patti is no different. There's a constant push and pull between holding on to the past and accepting the present, between the comfort of solitude and the longing for the camaraderie of a life once lived on the road. As Patti enters her 80s, the toll her long career has taken on her body is becoming more evident. The wear and tear from decades of performing, long hours, constant travel, and the physical demands of a demanding career have left their mark. Beyond the usual aging process, Patti has had to deal with her own health struggles, which have only intensified in recent years. For someone who once commanded the stage with her powerful presence and vocal acrobatics, coming to terms with her body's limitations has been difficult. The agility she once had in moving across the stage and delivering breathtaking performances is no longer there, and it's a tough pill to swallow for someone who defined an era of music with her energy and dynamism. Still, Patti remains health-conscious and active. She emphasizes the importance of staying physically active, eating well, and keeping her mind sharp as she ages. Before she turned 50, regular checkups weren't a priority for her, but now she's serious about maintaining her health and living her life as fully as possible. She recognizes that in order to enjoy the next phase of her life, she has to take care of the body that's carried her through decades of demanding performances. She's found a new balance, one that doesn't revolve around the stage but still involves an active and purposeful life. In a recent interview, Patti reflected on her 65-year career and shared her thoughts on retirement. She said there's no reason to stop unless you truly can't do anything anymore. A sentiment that speaks to her tenacity and unwillingness to give up easily. The thought of retirement isn't about walking away from her legacy, but rather about finding new ways to continue being true to herself. She may not be performing on grand stages like she once did, but Patti's legacy is already cemented, and she's determined to stay active in ways that align with her current life. Whether that means mentoring young artists, sharing her experiences, or finding new passions that keep her connected to the world. Patti LaBelle's journey is a true testament to resilience and adaptability. Despite the challenges aging brings, she continues to inspire us all with her determination, strength, and grace. It's not easy facing the inevitable decline of physical abilities, especially for someone who has lived a life so rich in energy and excitement. But Patti's refusal to let age or health struggles define her is a powerful reminder that strength isn't just about the body. It's about the spirit and the mind, about the will to keep going even when circumstances change. As she embraces this new phase, we are reminded that life, much like a performance, is ever evolving, and it's how we handle the changes that define our true resilience. Patti LaBelle has had to scale back on her performances, not just because of the physical strain, but also due to health concerns. It's clear that maintaining the demanding schedule she once thrived on just isn't feasible anymore. In some ways, the industry she once dominated has become an obstacle to her well-being. Patti's health struggles have made her life much harder than it used to be. Fans have seen her cancel shows and shift her schedule to accommodate her changing body. What once felt easy, bouncing from one performance to another, has now become a struggle. Patti is learning the hard truth about what it means to grow older in an industry that often overlooks aging stars. This chapter in Patti's life is filled with reflection, frustration, and perhaps a sense of loss. While she still has the love and admiration of millions, the reality of her declining health can't be ignored. The future of her music career is uncertain, but one thing is clear: her legacy will remain, no matter how much longer she's able to perform. But what's the true cost of fame, especially when the spotlight starts to fade? Patti's career has been built on success and adoration, but it hasn't come without its sacrifices. The years of non-stop performances, the constant pressure to deliver, and the toll on her health have all come at a steep price. What many fans don't see are the sacrifices that come with being a global superstar like Patti. The intense schedules, endless touring, and public expectations are constant reminders of the pressures fame brings. Patti has given her all to her fans, but the question now is whether it was all worth it. As Patti enters her quieter later years, those sacrifices seem even more significant: the energy, the time, and the toll on her body. Now, with the years of fame behind her, Patti is forced to reflect on the emotional and physical costs. Was the legacy worth it? While she's never shied away from her responsibilities as an entertainer, the space to reflect has prompted Patti to ask herself some tough questions. She may have had the world at her feet, but at what cost? As for her personal life, things have shifted too. After a lifetime of chasing the spotlight, Patti now finds that the most meaningful moments come from her closest relationships. Her personal life, like her career, has had its highs and lows, but now, as she faces aging, the dynamics have changed. What was once a life full of tour dates and recording sessions is now slower, with Patti spending more time with her children and grandchildren. The people who've always had her back are now stepping up to help Patti navigate this new chapter in her life. In many ways, this phase is less about the music she once made and more about the people she loves. The transition has been bittersweet for Patti. Her children, now grown, are forging their own paths, and Patti finds herself cherishing the quieter moments at home. She used to be the center of attention, but now she's learning to be content with taking a step back, embracing her role as the matriarch. This shift is something many celebrities face as they get older, but that doesn't make it any less significant. The love and support of her family have become the foundation of Patti's life. As she grows older, it's clear her children and grandchildren are now at the heart of everything, and the relationships with them are more important than ever. But the big question is, how will this new focus impact Patti's legacy in the public eye? Patti LaBelle has always been known for her strength and energy, but how does a woman like her cope with the limitations that come with aging? She's faced numerous health challenges in recent years, and it's no secret that her journey hasn't been easy. From dealing with exhaustion and physical pain to managing ongoing health issues, Patti's battle has been one of perseverance. For years, she was a symbol of vitality, tirelessly performing on stage and constantly wowing audiences with her energy and powerful vocals. But as time has passed, her body has begun to show signs of wear, and her health struggles have become harder to ignore. The public image of the strong, energetic singer is now being replaced with a more vulnerable reality behind closed doors. It's a tough truth that many stars like Patti face, a silent battle with their health as they age. The same energy that once powered her performances is now being redirected into fighting her body's limitations. For someone who's lived so much of her life in the spotlight, dealing with health struggles in private can be humbling. Despite everything, Patti has maintained her resilience. She's faced health issues head-on, never letting them completely define her. But now, the big question is, how much longer can Patti keep doing what she loves, given the toll it's taking on her body? The other side of fame? What happens when it leaves you isolated in your own home? Patti LaBelle's life has been filled with fans and applause, but aging has brought a sense of solitude that many don't see. For someone who spent decades surrounded by people, the quiet moments now feel like some of the hardest. While she still feels the love and admiration from her fans, the constant buzz of her career has quieted. Gone are the days of endless rehearsals, studio time, and tour buses filled with people. The vibrant energy of those days is now a distant memory. Patti now faces a quieter life, far removed from the glamour of sold-out concerts. This loneliness is a tough reality for many former stars. The public adoration fades, and it can feel like you're being forgotten. Patti, who once filled massive arenas, now spends much of her time alone, reflecting on her life and legacy. But can these quiet moments fill the void left by years of fame? Despite the challenges, Patti remains strong. She's learning to find peace in this new chapter, even if it's slower than what she once knew. Still, the question lingers. How does someone who lived a life of constant activity cope when the show finally ends? As Patti transitions from the spotlight, she has embraced a new role, from diva to mentor. What does it mean to go from being the star on stage to being a guiding force for younger artists? For Patti, this shift has been surprisingly fulfilling. As her health limits her ability to perform at the level she once did, she's found purpose in helping to shape the next generation of musicians. Her wealth of knowledge and experience in the music industry has made her an invaluable mentor to the younger artists who look up to her. No longer touring the globe, Patti now focuses on passing down everything she's learned throughout her illustrious career. In a way, she's transformed her retirement into a mission to inspire and nurture new talent. But Patti's mentorship isn't just about music. She's also become an advocate for self-confidence, perseverance, and finding your own voice in an industry that often tries to define you. By sharing her own story and offering advice, Patti has found a way to stay connected to the industry she helped shape, even though she's no longer in the spotlight. For Patti, this new role feels like a natural progression. She's still involved in the world she loves, just in a different capacity. But the question remains, can this new chapter satisfy the craving for the fame and adoration she once enjoyed? Staying relevant in a constantly shifting industry is another challenge Patti faces. How does a legendary artist like her continue to stay relevant when the world around her is always changing? Having a career that spans decades, Patti has seen firsthand how much the industry has evolved. There's immense pressure for artists to maintain their place in a constantly evolving world. Once, Patti's name was synonymous with big hits, top albums, and sold-out shows. Now, as the music industry changes, how does she fit into this new landscape? Today's music world is very different from the one Patti dominated. Social media influencers and younger artists now dominate the charts, and the demand for live performances has shifted. Patti is not just competing with new voices. She's also dealing with the shift in how people consume music. Gone are the days when iconic voices like hers could easily stay in the limelight for years. For Patti, staying relevant now requires more than just performing the hits. She's had to adapt to a new reality, one where the music industry and its audience are constantly changing. Patti's focus has shifted significantly in recent years. As she navigates the transition from an international sensation to a more private life, her priority is now her family. After decades spent juggling the demands of fame, performing, and constantly being in the public eye, she now cherishes the moments she spends with her children and grandchildren. Her children, who grew up under the weight of her fame, are now adults carving out their own paths. But Patti remains their most steadfast supporter. While she may no longer be performing on grand stages, her role as a mother and grandmother has become the central aspect of her life. This transition has brought Patti back to what she considers the roots of her happiness. In interviews, she's shared how important it is for her that her children grow up with a strong sense of family stability and love, something far removed from the chaos of her earlier years spent in the spotlight. Watching her children forge their own paths has given Patti a new sense of purpose, and she finds fulfillment in being the constant source of love and guidance in their lives. Her children's journey is a reminder of the values Patti holds dear, and they provide the foundation of emotional strength as she navigates this quieter phase of life. In many ways, the spotlight she once thrived under has been replaced by the warmth and joy of family connections. But while Patti is embracing the calm and peace of this new chapter, the question remains: how will she reconcile the public persona she once had with the more private, familial existence she's now building? Will she be able to find peace in her new identity, or will she always carry the weight of her past fame? Despite the shift, Patti's love for her family has given her the chance to find meaning beyond the stage. She's learning to measure her success not by accolades and performances, but by the quality of the time she spends with those she holds most dear. As she continues to embrace this new reality, Patti's story is one of transformation, an artist redefining herself and the legacy she's built. Patti's new chapter is defined by a mixture of pride, fulfillment, and bittersweet reflection. For so many years, her career was the center of her world, and now, as she transitions from being a global performer to a family matriarch, she's navigating the complexities that come with this change. While she finds joy and reward in focusing on her family, particularly her children and grandchildren, there's a sense of loss as well. The shift from center stage to the quietude of family life raises the question of whether she is ready to leave the world of music entirely. It's clear that while Patti embraces her role as a matriarch, there will always be a part of her that feels the absence of the stage, the crowds, and the adoration that once defined her. This transition comes with mixed emotions. Patti wonders if the deep connection with her children and grandchildren will be enough to fill the void left by the applause she once thrived on. Can family love provide the same fulfillment as the exhilarating experience of performing? Patti's desire for that recognition, the thrill of live performances, might always linger, even as she finds peace in her quieter life. As Patti's relationship with her fans evolves, she faces the challenge of maintaining that deep bond she once had with them. For years, the connection with her audience was built on shared moments of live performances, her music, and the energy she brought to the stage. It was about feeling the magic of a concert, witnessing her talent firsthand, and being part of something special. But now that Patti is spending less time on stage and more reflecting on her legacy, the nature of that connection is bound to shift. While her fans continue to adore her, the dynamic between them has changed. Patti is no longer just the legendary singer they once saw on stage, but an icon transitioning into a quieter, more reflective phase of life. Despite this, Patti has remained in touch with her fans through social media and occasional public appearances. The love and support of her followers remain unwavering, though it's clear that Patti is no longer as present in the public eye. But will this change in her visibility affect how her fans view her, or will they continue to celebrate the legacy she created? Patti's health and the quieter life she's embraced certainly have the potential to alter how the world sees her, but her loyal fans may continue to cherish her for the legend she became. As Patti moves beyond her iconic music career, she's learning to redefine her purpose. No longer focused solely on her career and public persona, she's exploring new passions and interests unrelated to the music industry. This phase isn't just about slowing down, it's about rediscovering meaning and joy in her life. Patti has often expressed how important it is to find peace and happiness beyond the stage, and it seems she's finally embracing that journey in her quieter moments. Whether it's spending more time with her family or reflecting on the legacy she's built, Patti is now learning what it means to find fulfillment outside of the spotlight she once dominated. Patti's transition into a quieter life has opened up new opportunities for her to explore passions she never had time for during her peak years. Cooking, writing, and spending time with her loved ones have become part of her routine, and these activities have given her a sense of fulfillment that was previously absent. As she embraces life beyond the spotlight, Patti has the chance to live out her remaining years in a more peaceful and balanced way. But even with these new avenues for joy, the question remains: can Patti fully embrace this simpler life, or will the pull of her past fame always be a part of her? Her resilience has always been one of her most defining traits. For Patti, resilience isn't just about overcoming setbacks. It's about navigating life's hardest moments with grace, strength, and determination. Throughout her career, she has proven that she can face adversity and emerge even stronger. Whether battling the pressures of a male-dominated industry or dealing with personal struggles, Patti's ability to withstand hardships has always been awe-inspiring. Now, as she faces aging and health issues, her inner strength is being tested once again. But despite the physical challenges, Patti's mental and emotional fortitude continue to shine. Resilience for Patti isn't about being impervious to weakness. It's about continuing to move forward, no matter the obstacles. And as she faces these difficulties, her strength remains a source of inspiration for many. The question of whether Patti will ever perform again hangs in the air. After decades of thrilling audiences with her powerful voice and larger-than-life performances, Patti now finds herself grappling with the realities of aging and the toll it has taken on her health. The physical demands of performing, once second nature, are no longer as easily managed. Though her love for music remains as strong as ever, the strain of touring and singing in front of large crowds is no longer something Patti can take on in the same way. For many artists, the question of one last performance looms large, an opportunity to say goodbye to fans and the world of music they've dedicated their lives to. For Patti, the idea of taking the stage one final time is something that she's been considering deeply, but whether she will ultimately do so is still uncertain. Fans continue to wonder if they'll ever get the chance to witness the magic of Patti's voice live again, or if her days as a performer have come to a close. Patti's future in the music industry may be uncertain, but her legacy is already cemented. Whether she ever sings again or not, her impact on music and the hearts of millions is undeniable. As she navigates this new phase of her life, Patti is finding peace in redefining herself, embracing the joys of family, and discovering new passions along the way. While her journey in the spotlight may be coming to an end, the strength, love, and resilience she has shown will continue to inspire those who have followed her for years. Patti LaBelle's legacy is one that transcends music. While her remarkable career has been defined by her extraordinary talent and her undeniable presence in the entertainment world, her lasting impact reaches far beyond the stage. Patti has always used her platform for more than just singing. She's been a fierce advocate for social causes, a trailblazer for women in the music industry, and a symbol of resilience and strength in a world that often tested her. As she faces the inevitable realities of aging and the changes in her health, Patti finds herself at a crossroads. She's done it all: shaped the music industry, inspired countless fans, and earned her place as an iconic figure. But now she must decide what her future holds. Will she continue to innovate and carve out new roles for herself? Or will she retreat into a quieter, more reflective life away from the public eye? Whatever path she chooses, one thing is certain: Patti's influence will never truly fade. Whether it's through mentoring, writing, or simply sharing her wisdom with the next generation, her legacy will endure. In her reflections on legacy, Patti has always emphasized that it's not just about the awards or the performances. It's about the way she lived and how she used her voice to elevate others. Her strength in the face of adversity, her dedication to empowering women, and her unwavering commitment to being true to herself have become the core elements of her story. As she contemplates what comes next, Patti's message is clear. The legacy she leaves is not one defined by her music alone, but by the lives she touched and the change she inspired. Patti LaBelle's journey is evolving, but her influence will continue to echo through generations to come. Her final chapter may look different, but the essence of who she is, her authenticity, her resilience, and her boundless love for her fans will remain a beacon of inspiration. In the end, Patti will be remembered not just as a legendary performer, but as a woman who lived her truth, embraced her challenges, and left an indelible mark on the world.